Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's the 14th of December today, Monday, and a fresh week. Very gloomy, dismal, rainy weather here in London. I've got so many lists of things that I need to do as well as work, and trying to fit in just ordinary things like doing the shopping when it's not too crowded because of COVID, and getting some exercise and things like that. I don't know, this time of year it always gets on top of me, and this year is no different, even though in some ways it's very different indeed. Anyhow, I am at least filming in daylight today, or what passes for daylight at this time of year, and in time to open up day 14 in good day 14 time rather than late at night. I'm still not managing to get into these little doors without prizing away with some scissors. There we go. Ooh. Russian Navy. This is a very dark and wintry one. That's quite pretty, actually. I don't tend to wear dark blues. I have a few, it will astonish you to hear, Chanel dark blues, but I don't think I have one as dark as this. It's got a bit of a purple shift in it, which is rather pretty and complex. So definitely one for this time of year, and slightly different to everything else that we've seen. It's so dark that you can't actually even see the OPI brand writing on the bottle. So there's a different one for today. I've been promising for a few days to show you another new to me palette. I still haven't actually used it. It's part of a collection of about, I think, 5 that came out, I'm going to say last year. They were all fairly neutral palettes, and this was one that I had on my list. It's called Noir Fume. It's not looking that exciting in the viewfinder. Let me just take the cellophane off. This release had a kind of mixed reception on YouTube, as I recall it. Some people felt the formulas, which are the powder formula, not the wet and dry formulas, weren't as good as previous releases, particularly for the glitter shades. This particular palette doesn't have any glitter shades in it. And other people said that the palettes were all too similar to each other, didn't justify 5 separate palettes. And I'd have to agree with that. There is one more, I think it's called Sous le Sable, or 2 more actually. There's one called Café au Lait. Those 2 other ones I thought I might like to get, and I looked at them, but I haven't got round to it yet. Anyway, they're not mattes, there are 2 satins, 2 mattes. But as Tom Ford palettes go, it is fairly neutral in texture. So I haven't tried it on the lids yet. Oh, that's not good, is it? Can't see it at all. Maybe that will be a good one to use just to kind of blot out imperfections on the lid, because it is just so my skin colouring. You're not seeing anything at all. Then there's this bronzy coffee colour, showing fainter in the viewfinder than it is actually on the hand. And of course these do sometimes look somewhat different on the eyes. Then a very mid-brown. Actually, that doesn't look matte when swatched on the finger, but swatched on the hand it does. So you can see this is not a startlingly original palette, which may explain why. Oh, this is very soft and very pigmented. And whilst it looked to me like dark brown in the palette, it's pretty much almost black. on the hand. So quite a sophisticated colour range there. And I would wear it apart from the black. I'm going to have to try it on and see what I think of it. I didn't have anything particularly like it when I looked at my other Tom Ford palettes, so from that point of view, I feel justified in buying it. I thought the nearest was another relatively recent purchase. This is Mink Mirage. Yeah, Mink Mirage, that some people thought was going to be the baby of Golden Mink and Cocoa Mirage, the much mourned Cocoa Mirage, which now fetches prices of over £200 on eBay. It was one of the all-time great Tom Ford palettes, particularly the best neutral palette, I think. I have got it. And it was one that I readily recommended to people for their first Tom Ford palette. It's not my favourite, but I can absolutely see it's the one that would suit nearly anybody. And for reasons best known to themselves, they discontinued it. And this was felt was the replacement. It's not nearly as good as Cocoa Mirage, particularly for me, because again, it's got a black, which I don't use. I mean, some people do use black, so it would be much more useful. And then the two neutrals. So I felt that was kind of the nearest in tone. You can see that Noir Fume is, well, they're both cool palettes, I would say, but Noir Fume is definitely cooler. I haven't worn Mink Mirage. Sorry, I'm leaning on the tripod of my camera, which is probably making you feel a bit seasick. I haven't worn Mink Mirage a lot. Taking it out this morning, it took me ages to find it, actually. It wasn't in where I expected it to be. I felt it was time that I did wear it a bit more. I've just got too many, is the truth of the matter. But it doesn't stop me wanting to collect more. So that's the last of the new eye palettes that I've had trickling in over December. And I don't think I've got anything wildly new and original now to show you. So I perhaps will start thinking about my favourites of the year if people would find that interesting to work into these Advent videos, or certainly over the holiday season before the end of the year, because it's been a funny old year. I resolved not to buy much makeup and ended up still buying quite a lot of makeup, and even worse, because of the circumstances of not going out very much, not using as much makeup, but that's a different story, isn't it? So once again, I will hopefully speak to you tomorrow when we'll open number 15 together. If you've made it to the end of this, I'm always grateful for a thumbs up, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye for now.